Okay, so I was at Five Below and I got this. It's a kind of crappy, tiny fountain. It just kept dripping all over. I got this for like $5, but it has a pump. I'm thinking I can turn this into something a little cool for my bonsai tree. I want to make like a natural looking waterfall and just have it going down a little river with the bonsai tree as the focal point. So, let's see what's in this thing. I'm curious about the water pressure. All right, the next thing I want to try, see how far I can make this water go. Okay, this is awesome. All right, what I need to do is create a platform, and I want sort of a water feature up here, little mountain, drop water down here into a little pond, and that pond will go in a little stream and it will drain into somewhere over there. And then I'll have this whole area is soil with my bonsai tree. So this is the dream. I need something for water river to go through. I do have this pipe. What I can do is I can cross section it off, and that will leave a nice little path for the water to go through. I've never tried building a fountain or anything like this. This is definitely a first, and it's definitely gonna be a learning experience. So what I got here is, I don't actually have a Dremel, but I got this cool thing that I can use to attach to this. Then I got some paint that I'm going to use to make this box look a little better. Got a sealant and got some super glue just in case. And what we got here is the old fountain. So this is going to be the container that I'm going to use, and the lid is actually going to work perfectly as the false bottom for this area where the river is going to go, the drop off into the basin. So over here on the waterfall, I'm probably going to use a styrofoam base and add some detail to it. I want to get a rocky kind of effect. So that's the plan. It's actually almost exactly what I was looking for. I'm going to go paint this outside. All right, so I just got it painted, and I got to say, it turned out beautifully. So the bonsai is going to be right here. This is the placeholder waterfall. I just want to get a rough idea of where these things are going to be situated. 9 by 13. So the lip is offset, so I want to have some space around. There was some errors because initially I did it in a stupid way. Alright, that's the shape. Now I will need a drainage point over here. Okay. But first I need to see about this pipe thing. So as I mentioned before, I wanted to use the cross-section of a PVC pipe to get sort of a river. It's going to take a while. Time-lapse activated. Okay, I did quite a bit. The right tool makes any job really easy. I just don't have the right tools. Okay, so a quick Google. And I find out that it is actually super easy to bend PVC. I am going to not use a sand method as some suggested, or steam, because I just cut this in half. So this is not going to hold any steam. What I can do, however, is cover up both sides and pour in some hot boiling water. It's said that PVC can deform at 140 Fahrenheit, so about 60 Celsius. That shouldn't be too difficult for me to obtain. And then I'm going to bend it into the desired shape. I just need to figure out what shape that is. I think a gradual curve might be a little easier to accomplish. Okay, so I have these leftover bits of polystyrene or styrofoam. I'm going to cut out a chunk and stick it in on either side. That should hold water, the hot water, long enough, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna go try this out in my kitchen. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this now. I don't know if this is hot enough. Okay, so I got myself a heat gun because everything else wasn't working. Started a little bit on it. I got a little curve to it. Just need to fix it out a little more. So I got the initial bend, and I'm gonna try to get it around and get a clean bend on the side. These are rocks. I'm gonna use these to make the fountain, sorry, the waterfall. I got the pipe bent out, so it's looking as good as I think it can be. I need to cut this out off of this right here. First of all, I'm gonna make a quick little mark so I can sort of see what I'm doing on the back side. I want it to end over there. Okay, so I'm going from there to there. God damn. Well, I think I stressed it out. Well, that's not working. I thought I could get away with a drill with a Dremel attachment, but I guess there's a reason there's a tool, right? Okay, well, I feel like I got it pretty spot on. Now I just need to cut this board off. I learned from last time and I got myself some clamps. So let's see if this makes this any easier. That's not going anywhere. I'm gonna leave a little excess. It seems to be going somewhere. So I believe if I take the raised edge down a bit, I'll be able to have this pipe cross section sit a little lower. That's the idea anyway. By the way, I didn't know that it was gonna be so easy to cut this. It's like butter. I wouldn't have bothered with the Dremel drill bit. I'm learning a lot about all this kind of stuff in this project. This is very interesting stuff. So I want to create a foundation for the waterfall. I do have an idea though that I had earlier about using styrofoam as the core and then constructing the rest around it. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Found a use for the Dremel. So I somewhat got the shape that I'm looking for. So yeah, there we are. I'm going to pick this up probably tomorrow. Okay, so we're back. This is all set, nice and sturdy now. Seems to have turned out well. The rocks stayed in place. Now I'm gonna build this up a little bit more. You know, I just thought of something. I might do like a little hidden cave area. There'd be sort of a crevasse. Crevasse. This is the progress we have so far. We got the initial base of what's gonna be like this waterfall over here, and then we have the river. So I still just need to finish building up this structure up on top, but right in here, I'm gonna need to seal this off so that when the water goes down, it's not gonna leak out of the sides. So I just added these recessed darker rocks inside this crevice here because I wanted to give it sort of like a cave or cavern type look. So I put those inside there. I didn't record doing this. I don't know why. I have like 40 minutes of me just putting rocks, but that little artistic touch, I did not record. Also need to do a quick water test to make sure it's not leaking in from anywhere. Probably is. If I can figure out if and where it's leaking, I can address that now. Okay, right away I see we got some water here. The initial water test failed quite spectacularly, but I made the adjustment. We're gonna do a water test again after this. Okay, now that I know I want a cornerstone, I think I'm gonna flip it, since this needs to be the cavern area, and the water comes out from this side. It's funny, my solution to a fountain that would leak everywhere is to make a fountain that's gonna leak everywhere. So water's coming out here. Here's the corner piece that we wanted. So the cavern's looking nice, as you can see. I don't know, I think it adds just a little something. I'm gonna wait for this one to dry because it's a little wonky right at the moment. I probably shouldn't have covered the inside before water testing this. That's what I would have done differently. The only issue was I needed to set these bigger stones, like the base, before I could figure out, because it's very simple to find one of these smaller stones and fit them in a certain area. Whether it works or not, this is gonna be a fun project. I don't know if I can do anything else at this point besides wait. No. We're just gonna wait. I'm kidding. All right, it's day number too many days working on this already, so hopefully we're gonna get done with it soon. This is all dry now. I did an initial water test at the top to see if it pools, and unfortunately, there is a leak right over here on the base of this larger one. So that's what I'm gonna fix first. And from there, I think we're gonna start with the cosmetic on the cave, and I think after that it'll be time to touch up the little details. Well, we'll need to do a water test once this is done to make sure that this flows, and that is going to be a pump test and see how well it holds water and if there's any leaks. So I'm a little excited about that and a little nervous. Okay, so I do want to use super glue to make it more aesthetic and add, sand and crushed rock into the crevices, although styrofoam gets dissolved by most super glues. Styrofoam doesn't like spray paint, super glue. I learned that the hard way when I was younger, and I tried to spray paint and super glue something together. So what I'm gonna have to do is cover anything that is styrofoam in silicone, and then cover the exposed areas with, smaller rocks and certain areas that are showing. Okay, that's not looking too bad actually. This is what the underside of the thing looks like, in case you were wondering. So yeah, I thought, hey, look, here's the tube, I don't know. I thought maybe I'd be curious, so I thought I'd try. Yeah, anyway. All right, see you tomorrow. Whoa, look at that. New toy. So it's not tomorrow, it's been about 2 weeks. I got my wisdom teeth out. Between that and my job, finally was able to get out. I'm gonna try to do a test on it, and we're gonna see if there's any leaks, see if we can go from there. I don't know if I'll have to add that much water actually. It's starting to leak a little. It looks like it's pushing out from down there. I think I'm gonna seal this area, and I'm gonna deviate the water to this side maybe. I really don't wanna do this, but there's obviously an issue in the system, and I need a better look. I'm gonna remove this rock. So I'm gonna put more on the sides and in the middle, maybe seal down here. I want to try to redirect that stream that way. I want to make sure it goes down there. So I'm back. This should be dry by now. We can move on to another water test, see if it works. All right, so immediately we have some issues with water flow. It's trying to go on the sides over here. I really thought I had the problem solved, but it looks like it's coming from up here. Okay, so my thought is if I can deviate the water from going down this side, I can avoid this whole mess. I just got done smashing up some of those black rocks, and I am gonna go ahead and start gluing those in. Rock delivery system. There we go. So I'm gonna let this dry for tonight. All right, we're back. I'm gonna finish up the cosmetics on the top, and we're gonna move on to fixing the landscaping. We're gonna do one last test to see, the water flow and make sure that it works out. And after that, we'll be able to start working on the base, and we should be done pretty soon. All right, so it appears to be working. We can move forward with finishing up any cosmetics on this thing, and then continuing on the rest. All right, so now I'm just gonna fill up this area with more sand, put some caulking around the side of this where the planter is going to go, so that soil doesn't fall in, or at least not too much falls in there. And then we're going to put the soil on top. All right, so I finished off the riverbed. Everything that I'm gonna add from here on out, probably just gonna be stones that are gonna be loose. Next up, soil and some extra rocks for landscaping. And we're gonna see how it looks. I'm not too sure how I wanna execute it. I'm just gonna do trial and error and see what looks best. Okay, so the moment I have been regretting, my bonsai tree died a little while ago. I kept it on my windowsill, but apparently they need a lot of sunlight. I was told to water it every day, and I did, and it might have caused maybe root rot, I'm not sure, and I'm pretty bummed about it. I got a couple different plants. I'm still gonna use this pot to help integrate these plants into the current setup. So I did let this dry out because it was already dead, because I still want to use this, what I've already created. So I filled up the old bonsai pot. Now I just need to fill up the rest. All right, so I ran out of storage and I didn't realize what you missed. I put some rocks and stuff here, and I cut up an old piece of PVC and I put it over here on top of this, and what that's for is so I can put some rocks on top of it, so it looks like the water is just flowing into some rocks. I took some wild moss just from the ground outside, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. I just figured I'd give it a try. All right, now I'm gonna work on this. Now I'm gonna cut a little access hole in the back. It'll be a lot easier to service this. All right, this thing is ready to be turned on. If you made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you, because this is a new channel and every single view, like, comment, and sub counts. If you want to see more projects like this, make sure to subscribe and follow along, and here are the results.